Good question. Kelly says, is there any correlation between hollow or stiff side and tendency to be more spooky going one direction versus the other? There is, in my experience. So Kelly says, my horse can be a bit spooky. Sometimes he has improved exponentially in the past couple of years, as he used to spin and bolt, and he doesn't do that anymore, thank goodness. But he still does periodically find the monster in certain areas of the arena. Definitely bother him more when he's going to the left. Interesting, he's hollow left, stiff right. It's funny, in my experience, the horses tend to be spookier on the stiffer side because they tend to be a little bit more unbalanced, which makes them a little nervous. And plus, when you're going in the stiffer direction, the horse tends to look a little towards the outside. So he holds the head a little towards the outside. So maybe he sees and notices things more that are happening on the outside. But it's interesting that your horse, you say he's hollow left and spookier to the left. That's interesting. In my experience, it's the other way around. But
that maybe
not all the horses are the same. They're pretty interesting too. Then I would look at more context when he spooks. What sorts of things are you doing? Is that early in the ride? Is it late in the ride? Is it when you ask for things that are especially challenging? Is that like a certain type of movement, a certain type of transition, or a certain type of arena pattern? I mean, I've seen horses that would take off, and spook when the training starts to get serious, when now they're starting to break a sweat and they didn't really want to work that hard. So that happens too sometimes, right? Very often they get spooky because they're feeling insecure and unbalanced on their feet. But yeah, I would look if there's a pattern that you can recognize. And some horses just don't like a certain part of the arena. They're like, whenever you get to that certain area, they start to get tense and spooky and nervous, and they don't want to go there. And whatever it is, there's something they don't like about that area. They don't like the energy. There is something they see, or there's something they hear or feel. Some horses are like that. They pick one area, and then that's the spooky spot for whatever reason. And so maybe it's not that he's doing it so much on the hollow side, but maybe when you happen to be on the hollow side, he has a certain view, of a part of the arena that he doesn't like. He just sees little ghosts in that area. So that would be an interesting thing to research, like what exactly are the the elements of that situation, of that context, or is there a clear pattern that you can recognize, or is it just totally random? When that happens too, there are horses that spook for no good reason, completely random, and then it's unpredictable, so you can't even prepare. You don't even know when it's going to happen, right? Luckily, they're not that common, but occasionally you find one, right?